Widely revered as the remover of obstacles, the patron of arts and sciences, and the Deva of intellect and wisdom, Lord Ganesh, also known as Ganapati and Vinayaka, is one of the best known and the most worshipped deities in Hinduism. As the god of beginnings, he is honored at the start of rituals and ceremonies. He is the son of Shiva and Parvati, and the brother of Lord Kartikeya. There are many interesting stories of Ganesh. In some of his idols, Lord Ganesh is seen with one broken tusk. There are 3 stories behind this. The first story of how Ganesh broke his tusk is recounted in an excerpt from the Upodghatapada of the Brahmanda Puran. In the ancient times of gods and avatars, there lived a mighty warrior known as Parshuram, who was an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. His purpose was clear and unwavering: to eradicate the Kshatriya clan who had inflicted countless atrocities upon the earth. Parshuram's path was one of destruction, a necessary act to restore balance in the world. As he journeyed through his mission of retribution, Parshuram found himself in need of a great power. He sought the divine intervention of Lord Shiva, the destroyer of evil and the supreme deity of the Hindu pantheon. With unwavering devotion, he meditated upon Lord Shiva for years, his mind focused solely on his purpose. Deeply moved by Parshuram's unwavering commitment, Lord Shiva decided to test his devotee's resolve. He appeared before Parshuram in all his divine glory, a sight that would even humble the mightiest of warriors. "Parshuram," said the Lord, "your devotion overwhelms me. Ask, and your request shall be granted." With humility and reverence, Parshuram beseeched the great Mahadev, "O Lord of the cosmos, bless me with a divine weapon, a weapon that can vanquish all the evil forces that plague our earth." Lord Shiva, known for his generosity towards his devoted followers, smiled upon Parshuram. He reached out and placed a magnificent axe in the warrior's hand. This was no ordinary axe. It was a divine weapon, a gift from the Lord himself. It was named Parashu, in the honor of the one who would wield it. Grateful beyond words for this divine boon, Parshuram bowed before Lord Shiva and expressed his deepest gratitude. With the divine axe in his possession, he felt invincible, ready to fulfill his mission with renewed vigor. Parshuram's next step was to embark on a journey to Kailash, the sacred abode of Lord Shiva. He intended to pay his respects and seek the Lord's blessings before continuing his mission to eradicate the Kshatriya clan. With Parashu in his hand, he set forward on this pilgrimage. However, what Parshuram did not know was that prior to his arrival, Lord Shiva had entrusted his loyal son Ganesh with the important duty of guarding the entrance to his divine abode. The great Lord himself was in deep meditation, and he needed a guardian to ensure that no one disturbed his contemplation. Ganesh, with his unwavering devotion and sense of duty, stood at the entrance to Kailash like an immovable mountain. He was resolute in his duty and had been given clear instructions by his father to permit no one to enter during his meditation. As Parshuram approached the sacred abode of Lord Shiva, his heart filled with reverence and anticipation. He had heard the sanctity of Kailash and the divine presence of the Lord. His steps were measured and respectful as he reached the entrance, where Ganesh stood as guard. Politeness and humility were virtues deeply ingrained in Parshuram, but his singular purpose sometimes led to certain impatience. He addressed Ganesh with respect. "O guardian of Kailash, I am Parshuram, a devoted servant of Lord Shiva. I seek entry to pay my respects to the Lord." Ganesh, ever faithful to his duty, replied with utmost politeness, "I regret to inform you that I am instructed not to allow anyone inside while my father meditates. Please wait patiently, for the Lord's meditation shall soon come to an end." Parshuram's impatience began to smolder within him. He had a divine weapon bestowed upon him by Lord Shiva himself, and he believed that he should be granted immediate access. In his mind, the urgency of his mission outweighed everything else. In the heat of the moment, Parshuram's patience wore thin, and he let his anger get the best of him. He had come to Kailash with reverence, but now frustration clouded his judgment. He said, "I cannot afford to wait. My mission is of utmost importance, and I carry a divine axe bestowed upon me by Lord Shiva. I must enter." Ganesh, unyielding in his duty, replied, "I understand the importance of your mission, but my father's meditation is sacred, and I cannot allow anyone to disturb it." The exchange between Parashuram and Ganesh escalated quickly. Fueled by his impatience and anger, Parashuram could not comprehend the unwavering devotion and duty that Ganesh held for his father. In a moment of frustration and fury, he made a decision that would have far-reaching consequences. Parashuram raised the divine axe high above his head and swung it towards Ganesh. Ganesh, knowing that the divine weapon was given to Parashuram by Lord Shiva himself, did not want to counterattack it, and thus the axe struck Ganesh's face. The impact was profound, and it resulted in the loss of one of Ganesh's tusks. The sound of the collision reached the ears of Lord Shiva, who was in deep meditation, and goddess Parvati by his side. Sensing the disturbance, they opened their eyes and swiftly appeared at the scene. Ganesh stood, wounded and bleeding, while Parashuram realized the gravity of his actions. Regret and remorse washed over him as he recognized the consequence of his impulsive anger. Parashuram, his head bowed in shame, approached Lord Shiva and Parvati. He spoke with profound remorse. "Forgive me, O Lord and Mother of the Universe, for my hasty and impulsive actions. I did not realize that this guardian of Kailash was your beloved son Ganesh. I am deeply sorry for the harm I have caused. I also underestimated the power of your weapon, causing Ganesh to be wounded and bleeding." Ganesh, despite the pain he endured, displayed remarkable grace and magnanimity. He turned to Parashuram and spoke with kindness. "Parashuram, I understand that the axe that struck me was a gift from my father. I consider it an honor to bear this injury for the sake of your mission. I bless you for your success in your endeavor to eradicate evil forces on earth." Lord Shiva, who had witnessed the entire incident, was both a father and the supreme lord of the universe. His fury at seeing his beloved son injured was immense, but he also recognized Parashuram's remorse and Ganesh's capacity for forgiveness. He spoke, his voice echoing the divine authority. "Parashuram, you have committed a grave mistake, but your remorse and Ganesh's forgiveness have moved me. I grant you my blessings for success in your mission." Another story about Ganesh losing his tusk is the famous one included in some manuscripts of the Mahabharata concerning Ganesh breaking his own tusk off to continue writing the Mahabharata as Vyas was dictating it to him. The story of the broken tusk coming from Mahabharata goes as follows. Maharshi Vedvyas was instructed to write the epic Mahabharata by the gods. He wanted it to be written down by the most knowledgeable one in the universe. Lord Brahma asked Maharshi Vedvyas to visit Lord Shiva and beg for his son Ganesh to be allowed for the task. When approached, Lord Ganesh had a clause which said that while reciting the verses, if Vedvyas stopped for a while and Ganesh would have to stop because of the same, he would terminate his writing of the epic, and Maharshi Vedvyas would have to search for another writer. This meant that Maharshi Vedvyas would have to recite the entire epic at one go, without pausing at all. Maharshi Vedvyas agreed to this, and he himself put forth another condition. He told Lord Ganesh that he would have to understand every hymn, every verse before penning it down. He put this condition with the idea that he would be reciting something very tough, and while Ganesh would be pondering upon its meaning, he would get a scope to take a few moments of rest. However, that was not the case with Lord Ganesh. He completed penning down the sacred hymns even before the sage had thought of the next. In the meantime, the pen he used for writing down the verses began to wear away. Aware of his earlier condition and not finding out any alternative solution, the Lord pulled out his left tusk and used it to complete writing the great epic Mahabharata. From this story, Lord Ganesh acquires the name Ekdant. The third story of Ganesh's broken tusk is the one with the moon. After coming back from the feast at Kubera's palace, Ganesh was riding on his mouse on his way home. It was a full moon that night. As he was riding, his mouse saw a snake and ran behind the bush. Ganesh fell to the ground and his stomach broke open. Ganesh started to put the food back into his stomach. The moon god Chandra saw him and started laughing loudly. Angered by this, Ganesh pronounced a curse on the moon, threw one of his tusks on him, and broke him into 2 pieces. Ganesh said, "You shall always be black and never be seen by anyone." Frightened by the curse, the moon started pleading for mercy. Ganesh said, "All right, but you shall be changing from the new moon to the full moon. Also, if anyone sees the moon on my birthday, he or she shall not attain moksha or liberation." This is the story of why viewing the moon on Ganesh Chaturthi is considered inauspicious and is believed to create mithya dosha. After Ganesh had finished putting the food back in his stomach, he took the snake and tied it around his belly. He then continued to walk back home. Here, the symbolism of the broken tusk is that a wise person is beyond duality. Ganesh is prominently known as the remover of obstacles. Because of this, many Hindus worship him before any major endeavor they undertake, be it business, marriage, childbirth, etc. More importantly, however, he also removes obstacles on the soul's spiritual journey and is therefore prayed to by aspiring transcendentalists all over the world. In addition, Ganesh is also known as the guardian of knowledge. It is no surprise, therefore, he is considered to be the presiding deity of astrology. Practitioners of Vedic science pray to him, believing he has the intimate understanding of how the planets affect the karma and destiny of each soul. Ganesha's mercy is regularly invoked by those who chant the mantra Om Gam Ganapataye namaha, which means, "I offer my obeisance to Ganesh, the remover of obstacles." The gods described in Hinduism are considered great personalities, not only because they are empowered and full of mystical potency, but also because of their ability to inspire through merely their presence, the importance of cultivating one's spiritual life. As a result, each deity's form and accompanying items can be meditated on as symbols of various spiritual truths. Many see the union of Ganesha's body and elephant head as a representation of how the spirit should live in harmony and nature. His large elephant head is an embodiment of wisdom and understanding. His round belly can be seen as the cosmos, while the snake around his waist is the energy that holds the cosmos together. The mouse he rides is like the wandering mind that can be controlled under the weight of the knowledge. He has 4 hands, one with an axe to cut off attachments, one with a rope to pull a person towards the highest goal, one with a sweet to reward those who live life of spiritual discipline, and one held with the palm out to give blessings and protect those on the path of spirituality.